All right, we're recording. Okay, welcome. I'm very happy to be here and introduce Rachel. She is a regenerative health practitioner and clinical iridologist, and just an inspiring person in my life who's helped me overcome many challenges with my health. And so I'm very, very honored to be here and sharing her message with you all. So without further ado, I introduce to you Rachel Ballenstadt.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Heather. And it's been so wonderful to witness your journey. You've been healing and transforming. And I just really appreciate that you've shared your story on a lot of our other videos where we've been presenting on various topics. So thank you for your contribution. Appreciate you. Yes, today's topic is so juicy. Gastric juices, juicy. Right? We're going to be talking about just all things digestion today. And this has been a topic that's been long requested. We've been having it over and over again. We're going to be talking about all these related things. We're going to be talking about Crohn's. We're going to talk about IBS, SIBO, leaky gut, and just really and Crohn's, colitis. We're going to talk about kind of like the root cause, what this really is. We're going to break down the mystery. But first, I want to start with some inspiration because a lot of people have suffered greatly from my intestinal digestive discomfort. I was one of them. My personal issue was constipation my entire life, which led to eczema and then Hashimoto's. I struggled with terrible discomfort and bloating, and now I am free of that. And what actually caused me to become a regenerative health practitioner was getting well. Once I was able to heal my body and actually recover from these things, I wanted to help other people recover because I suffered for so long, off and on throughout my life, through all my childhood and my teens, struggling with eczema and then feeling really discomfort in my body into my 20s until I did my first superfood nutrition protocol in my early 20s and was able to relieve myself of the eczema, chronic eczema, by healing my gut. And then I got comfortable and things kind of came back because I started eating poorly again. And then I ended up with Hashimoto's again, more digestive discomfort. And then I was able to finally follow another superfoods protocol, which was very similar. And so I partnered with a company. The company is called Purium, and it is a superfoods health organic superfoods company that is really, really incredible and has helped many, many people. And then we also offer a nutritional protocol along with these superfoods. And this has helped many people that you're going to hear on the call today. So we're going to have some great stories. So those of you who have struggled with pain, inflammation, constipation, or diarrhea, or both, back and forth, any kind of heartburn, acid reflux, we're also going to talk about that today, and just that feeling in the chest, that burning sensation, kind of burping up food, feeling like really all these different things that are very, very uncomfortable and embarrassing. Some people burp chronically, and this can be very uncomfortable and embarrassing. And so all these different things are all related, and we can actually tackle them all in this call. And so without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce my first guest, who is Jennifer Stroman. Now, I don't remember how many years it's been, but it's been such a delight to witness your transformation, Jennifer. And I would love it if you would be willing to share what you experienced. What was it like before you started doing this protocol and following the nutritional advice that was helping you eliminate? I'm going to break that all down later. But what was it like before, and what is it like now?
So yes, before I did my transformation with Rachel, it's been since I think it was 2017. I had a very severe case of SIBO, and
let's just break that down really quick. SIBO
yes,
is small intestinal
SIBO stands for small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. So it is actually an infection in your body. And I had tried the antibiotics, which, mind you, are $1,000 for one round. I've tried them. Nothing worked. And so I was you get a lot of brain fog because the bacteria is actually stealing a lot of your nutrition. Before I did the cleanse and the transformation with Purium, I was so bloated, and I'm very tall and slender. I was so bloated. I looked pregnant. I mean, and I was so uncomfortable. I would have to sit up in the middle of the night and basically burp for 20 minutes just to expel all the gas. Because that's what it does. It completely, it starts the digestion. These bacteria start eating your food when you should be digesting it and processing it. And so all the bacteria causes gas because they're eating the food, and that's why you're burping. So it's from the bacterial infection that is in your small intestines. I do believe a lot of it came from some sublingual tooth infections I had, so I did have to address that as well. But even before that, I still had basically miraculous results with the transformation of Purium. Should I go into that now, Rachel?
What shifted for you? What happened after you did this protocol? And so what did you notice 30 days in?
Well, even before that, within 2 or 3 days, my bloating went down dramatically. And I just loved the program because it was so doable. It was so simple. It brought such structure to my life. I was so relieved because just the thought of getting up every day and trying to eat healthy was just so overwhelming, because with SIBO, you have a lot of brain fog and you're just exhausted. So I just was like, forget it. We'll just have pizza, even though it was organic. It's still white flour. So just the simplicity of taking the supplements, drinking the shake, and I followed just the very small foods that they were allowed to have. I was filled all the time.
You didn't get hungry?
No, I didn't. I was very grateful. The first day I went through a brain, I guess, you start to detoxify, and I thought, oh, can I do this? But at the end of the day, I followed the protocol, and I had a bowl of steamed zucchini with a little avocado on top. I drank my shake. I took my super aminos, and it passed. And literally in 2 days, I was like, okay, this is amazing. I could already feel my energy change. Within a week, I stopped waking up in the middle of the night burping. So I was finally getting some restorative sleep. The apothecary also was tremendously helpful because, it helps provide you with that natural melatonin so you can have a deep, restful sleep. So I just stuck to the protocol, and I thought, this is brilliant, whoever designed this, because it was just so simple, and it made my life, it freed me up, just the simplicity of following this protocol. I bought only those 5 foods or 6 foods that I was eating, and it was a done deal. So within less than a month, within 2 weeks, my stomach was completely flat. I was no longer bloated. I would occasionally burp, of course, but I was no longer waking up in the middle of the night having to expel gas and I'm not exaggerating, 20 minutes sometimes, and sometimes multiple times a night. So I was not resting well. So it was just, I was just amazed.
Wow, that is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
This is so inspiring. Feel free and throw down in the chat if you've ever experienced any of these symptoms before. Share if you don't mind just sharing in the chat, like if you have or have had any of these symptoms and have found any recovery through this protocol. It would be great to inspire those who are watching. Thank you so much, Jennifer. And so I love that you really speak to the simplicity, because this program is very easy and it doesn't take long to make meals. You don't have to do juicing. You don't have to do cleanup.
Exactly.
And yet it's providing all the nutrients that your body needs to actually strengthen your liver, build bile, and also be able to kill off the pathogens. So I'm going to talk about that for a moment. I'm just going to take this opportunity to actually share a little bit about, what actually these different conditions are based in. Okay. And then we'll talk about the superfoods protocol. So just know that we will get into the superfoods protocol in the end, because we also have another story from Aaliyah, who's going to share in a little bit. She's got her baby there. And what I wanted to say is, sorry, let me just grab my notes because I'm a little bit nervous here. I'm just like, okay, they are. Okay. So a lot of times what happens is we end up with bacterial overgrowth because of the way that we're eating. And so some of that is like having a high fat diet, and having a high fat diet basically means eating animal protein, because you can't separate fat from animal protein, right? You can't separate out the fat. And so these high fat diets, even if you're vegan, maybe you eat a lot of nuts. A lot of times vegans will end up eating like tons of nuts because they're hungry and they're just like, I need to have some fuel, right? So they'll eat tons of nuts and tons of avocados. So and tons of coconut, like even lots of oils. And so these things can also be problematic because it's about the amount of fats that you have in. These can overburden the liver, and then the liver actually produces bile. And so what happens is the bile it produces can either be weak, or it can be low quality, or it can be underproduced. So you either end up with not enough bile, or you end up with weak bile that's low quality. And so bile actually traps and kills pathogens. Okay, so it kills the bacteria, it kills the pathogens. Okay, so these things actually are really extremely important, that the liver is functioning so it can create bile, and that bile is really important. So people who are who don't have their who also have their gallbladders removed, they're also having a hard time producing bile to also kill these pathogens. So this can be a problematic issue, is ending up with a lot of bacteria overgrowth. Okay, so the liver is important for killing and containing also viruses. And so when I say pathogens includes viruses, parasites, bacteria. So bacteria are things like Streptococcus and E. coli. These are bacteria. Viruses are things like Epstein-Barr. Okay, Epstein-Barr virus. So these are different things that actually can contribute to poor gut health. So when the liver is sluggish, it causes weak bile, and then weak bile can cause low hydrochloric acid in the stomach. So hydrochloric acid is necessary also for killing pathogens. So when you're eating foods, when you're eating things that might have pathogens in it, your stomach can actually kill off those pathogens. Hydrochloric acid can actually kill off those pathogens. But if that hydrochloric acid is weak, you can end up with things like H-Pylori becoming a problem. H-Pylori is oftentimes people say, like, oh, you have H-Pylori. Well, that's just a bacteria. Okay. So you want to be able, your body, if it's strong enough, it can kill off all these things, but we need to be eating in a way that helps our liver be strong, that helps us create strong bile, that helps us create strong hydrochloric acid, so that it can actually have a defense that fights against all these pathogens and bacteria. Okay, so we're going to talk about what foods also help to kill off these pathogens, help strengthen the liver, strengthen the bile, and strengthen the hydrochloric acid. So a lot of times we'll also talk about, you've probably heard of mucoid plaque. Anybody heard of mucoid plaque? Drop me a 2 if you've heard of mucoid plaque. We always hear about it. Is it real? There's all this controversy, this debate. Well, basically what's happening is when we have like a high fat, high protein diet, and when I say high protein, I'm talking about animal protein, because animal protein is inseparable from fat. You can't have animal protein without having fat. And so what happens is these fats ends up lining the intestines. You end up with mucoid plaque. It ends up lining the intestines, and it gets hard and it gets rancid. So fat gets into your intestines and it gets hard and it gets rancid. And then pathogens, parasites, viruses, you name it, pathogens burrow into that mucoid plaque, into that rancid fat, and live there. And now if some of that fat starts to break off and peel away, well, then now it's also it can also start to attack these pathogens are now like basically breaking into the intestinal lining, and then that causes bleeding. So have you ever heard people talking about, like, I'm bleeding, there's blood in my stool, there's bleeding happening? So chances are these pathogens are actually breaking into the lining and causing bleeding and causing all this more pain and discomfort. And that would be, then we're like talking about different things. So we've got like Crohn's, right? So Crohn's is probably the most severe. I've had 3 friends die from Crohn's before I knew about how to help them. Actually, I couldn't help them because sometimes people don't want to be helped. But long story short is, Crohn's is really, people suffer from a lot of pain, and they end up with like incredible nutrient deficiency, but they're also like just experiencing this overload of toxins. So if it's viral, it could be Epstein-Barr virus, but if it's bacterial, it could be Streptococcus, or it could be a combination of both. Streptococcus, E. coli, these things can start to wreak havoc in the body, and they live on mercury. Specifically for Crohn's, it tends to be mercury. So they will live on these toxic heavy metals. They eat, okay? Pathogens eat food. They like metals, they like toxins, they like glyphosates, right? Glyphosate is a toxin in Roundup. We need to remove that, and we're going to talk about how to remove that. So, and then if you have colitis, then you're basically probably dealing with the shingles virus. Okay, so if you have colitis, you're told like colitis, anything with itis on the end just means inflammation. Itis, it's just inflamed, right? The colon is inflamed. So you end up with colitis, and it's like this, basically it's the, you know, they tell you this theory, this is a theory that the body is attacking itself. That's an autoimmune disorder. This is a theory. This is not a fact. Okay, these are theories. Okay, but the body doesn't attack itself. Pathogens attack the body. Bacteria attack the body. Viruses attack the body. Okay, so colitis tends to be the shingles virus, which is a herpetic virus. All right, it nestles in the colon, and it feeds off the bad foods that we eat. So what are some of those bad foods? Canola oil. All right, my boyfriend just recently discovered how terrible canola oil is. He's like, it's in everything at Whole Foods. It's in every cooked food. Everything you see has canola oil in it. Everything on the shelves. It's the cheapest, easiest, most processed, disgusting oil there is. And it is in everything. I really highly recommend you start reading ingredients, empowering yourself. Do not ever eat anything that has canola oil in it, and it's in everything. Okay, read ingredients. Avoid canola oil. You want to avoid, you really, if you're stuck on your animal protein, lower it greatly, Now, if you follow this protocol, it's going to be really easy to lower it, because you're going to have tons of protein from the nutrients of this 90-day protocol. It's so simple. Like Jennifer said, it was really easy. I remember her saying, my stomach is flat. All of a sudden my bloating is gone. In 3 days, my bloating is gone. My stomach is flat. Holy cow. You know, it was like, what is going on? Okay, so this is going to detox. This is all about a gut health reset. This is going to help reset and detox your gut. Okay, it's going to detox and reset your entire digestive system. It's going to help eliminate. This nutrition can help eliminate the metals, the heavy metals that feed those viruses and pathogens. Right, it's going to help starve the bacteria in your body so they have nowhere to go. They're going to have to just die. Okay, so we're going to eliminate these foods that feed them. Corn, soy. Okay, now occasionally an organic fermented soy in small quantities can be helpful, but for the most part, you want to avoid, especially non-organic. All right. Yes, the best oil I see in the comments. If you're going to have oil on anything, organic cold pressed coconut oil is the best. We used to have that product on our shelves, but we don't actually sell it anymore, but you can find that. IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. So this people can have both the constipation and diarrhea, like it can be back and forth. It can be extremely uncomfortable, but this is basically the colon is lined with all these waste products. And what people really experience is ammonia. So we're going to talk about leaky gut for a minute. Anybody heard of leaky gut? People are told like by their doctors, I have leaky gut. Okay. And what they're told is that the leaky gut is actually the lining of the gut. As it gets inflamed, it becomes permeable against like holes. And they tell you like all the toxins are now moving into the blood, but that's actually not quite accurate. It's ammonia gas that's actually bothering. It's ammonia gas that can travel up, and then you can end up with like all this burping. You can end up with like all this toxic bubbles that go, and they bother your phrenic nerve that goes from your colon up to all the way up to here. right? Your phrenic nerve travels all the way up your body, all the way up your torso. And so you can get this like this ammonia gas is actually what's getting released into your system. The gas from these toxins. So people can end up with lots of burping. People can end up with like Jennifer was saying, like 20 minutes of just gas, right? It's just like this incredibly embarrassing release that has to happen because that ammonia gas has to go somewhere. Okay, so you end up with like this acid reflux. It's like the pathogens are not being killed because the hydrochloric acid is weak, your stomach acid is weak, your bile is weak. And so now toxins are now coming up and you've got acid reflux. Okay, so this is kind of like the root of everything, but I'm going to talk about how all the different products on this protocol, it's called the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, how these different things work together to help kill the bacteria and pathogens, as well as parasites. We have this parasitic cleansing super cleanser that is amazing for killing pathogens. So, but you want to not only kill pathogens, but you want to also clean the liver. So this is also a liver detox. It's going to help detox the liver so that the liver can function properly and begin to make healthy bile, which is then going to support the hydrochloric acid. So you're now supporting the digestive tract. Hydrochloric acid's in the stomach, you've got the bile created by the liver, and they all work together, all right? So you want to actually strengthen the liver so that the liver begins to help the bile, which helps the hydrochloric acid, which then is able to contain and destroy bacteria so that your body, your immune system is functioning properly. Your body is actually able to come back to normal, right? This is how you create homeostasis in the body. I call it homeostasis when your body comes back into normality. Awesome. Yay, Kimberly's here. Love you, girl. Okay, so let's have Aaliyah share your experience, and then we'll uncover what the products are. So Aaliyah, are you there, love? I know she's got her baby, so I just want to make sure I catch her at a good moment.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, good. Awesome. Let me highlight you. So Leah is also a regenerative health practitioner, and it's really fun to have you join the team and be one of our coaches. And I would love for you to share your story too, because you struggled from, what was it? Did you have IBS or you were saying acid reflux, correct?
Yes, I had what's called silent reflux. When I started doing when I started doing my research about it, I noticed that I had it my whole life. I remember like even in high school, I would always do this weird thing with my throat. Everybody said I sounded like a pig. Just to scratch my throat, because my throat would be so scratchy all the time. Yeah. And it just got worse. Once I got in my early 30s, it got so bad that I felt like I was dying. And wow. I would wake up in the morning with my entire head felt like it was on fire. My eyes would be watering. My throat was always sore. I always had a cough. I would choke on my food and cough until I couldn't breathe.
Wow. That sounds terrifying.
I remember, yeah, I went to the doctor. I finally demanded what's wrong with me because I went in so many times and they never tell what was wrong. And yeah, they told me, oh, try sleeping, sitting up more. I couldn't do that. It was just too uncomfortable for me.
Right.
And there were nights where I just didn't sleep because it was just so much acid coming up. And yeah, they told me that it would lead to cancer, like of the throat, of the esophagus, or even the stomach. So yeah, wow. Of course I went in and got all kinds of tests done and didn't have them, thankfully, but yeah, they told me I'd have to be on medication for the rest of my life. I'd have to get this surgery where they staple your stomach over your esophagus. I was like, no, I'm gonna get a second opinion. I'm gonna look up something else. So yeah, I found a way to cure it through diet. And
wow.
Yeah, within like
so then you took your health into your hands and you started changing your diet, and you started eating an alkalizing diet, and that's what this is, right? This protocol is 90 days of alkalizing your body, which is basically reducing acids. Yep. You learned that you needed to lower your acids, your acidity, right? Yep. And so what happened?
I cured it. I cured it on that diet, and then after a while, I went on a fruit diet, Dr. Morse's diet. That's where I learned how to become a healer. That lasted for a while, but then I had kids and I kind of let myself go. I started eating bad again. I did try going on what's called the GAPS diet. That did not help at all. I started to notice that my reflux symptoms were coming back. And then I found you guys here, and I'm starting to notice that since I've been drinking the power shakes and especially the apothecary at night, it's just, I've been sleeping like the dead, I guess you could say. I'm just out cold.
What day are you on?
I just coming up.
What day are you on your protocol?
Today's day 18, I believe. Yep.
Because you had said that the scratchy had come back, the throat stuff was coming back. You said you're starting to regurgitate food, you're having the acid reflux come back. And then you did this protocol. Sorry, you're on day 18 now, yeah? Ish?
Yep. No more scratchy.
And so what's happened? It's all gone?
Yep. Also,
So-
I noticed that the bloating, I had bloating that's kind of going away. I have brain fog that's kind of lifting, I'm noticing too. Plus, I've been jumping on my trampoline like crazy.
So you said you're telling me, you told me your
energy.
energy's increased quite a bit and you've been jumping on, you didn't jump on your trampoline before and now you are.
Yes. Yeah.
You're like,
Every day.
That's
I'm
awesome.
trying to work my way up to 20 minutes a day on the trampoline because that's supposed to be a good amount of time to be jumping.
And you also said you
yeah.
lost some pounds, so you've also lost weight.
Yeah. I started at 176 and I'm down to 172 now. So
Right
yeah.
on. Very good,
Yeah.
very good. So you so your acid reflux is gone?
Yes, it is gone.
That's amazing. Okay, it's completely gone. And now you're feeling more energy, you're able to jump on the trampoline. I noticed that you're like having energy to play with your kids.
I cleaned my car today because we got a new car. Our car is kind of going out, and I cleaned the whole thing this morning. I think I kind of overdid it though. I was like, okay, I need to take a break. But yeah.
So that
I
wouldn't
had
have
this
happened
energy.
before though. You wouldn't have had the energy for that
No,
before.
I wouldn't have been able to do that at all. No.
And did you say brain fog is lifting?
Yes, it is. I'm starting to notice that my memory's coming back better. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I'm remembering things better.
Yeah, the mom brain. Mom brain.
The mom brain.
Yes. Good.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Ali. I really appreciate you sharing your story.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you're feeling better. I can't wait to see what you're like at day 60. Yay. Keep us posted.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. So, so thank you. I'm going to actually go ahead, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually share the protocol so you guys can see basically what it is that everyone's been taking that's been making such a splash, that's been transforming. This is also the 90-day protocol I did. My bloating went away in the first 10 days. My constipation disappeared. I ended up having like really amazing digestion. The cherry juice also helps with the digestion. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Oh, here we go. Okay, give me 1 second. And this is the ultimate lifestyle transformation that we're going to talk about. So this is basically a way to help you reduce your cravings. It's going to help with changing lifestyle habits. It's going to help you start to adopt a lifestyle that is really, really helpful for your digestion. And that is the whole point, is we want to improve our digestion. So let's talk about it. So we've got the ULT right here. Okay, this is called the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation. There's a few different you can choose from. I usually recommend the ULT Immune. So we're going to talk about that one today, the ULT plus Immune. So what it is here is we've got different shakes. We've got these green drinks. These are your veggies. We've got the apothecary juice. This is your fruit. We've got your super aminos, which is your protein. And then we've got these other three things. So let's talk about it. So the Biomedic is a probiotic that removes glyphosate from the system. Glyphosate is a toxic herbicide. It's not a pesticide, it's an herbicide. Okay. It's an herbicide that kills plants and it kills everything. And so it's on all of our food that's not organic. It's pretty much on anything that's genetically modified. And so what that does is it actually destroys the gut. Okay. So glyphosate destroys the gut, but Biomedic right here is a probiotic that removes glyphosate. It's been clinically proven to remove 74.5 of glyphosate in 6 weeks. Okay, in 6 weeks. It's really, really fast. It's clinically proven. It's the only product proven on the market to do that by the detoxproject.org. You can always go to the detoxproject.org. It also reduces CRP, which is C-reactive protein, which is a bioinflammatory marker. So it actually helps reduce inflammation. It reduces the bioinflammatory marker by 74.5% also in 6 weeks. So this is a really important flagship product right here. The Super Cleanse Our Herbs is also, it actually sweeps out the colon. It'll help like release all that rancid, toxic, heavy fat lining in the gut. And it's going to also kill parasites and pathogens. So this Super Cleanse Our Herb is really important. You take this for 10 days. You get this 1 bag your first month. You take 10 of it your first month and 10 of it your second month. So you're going to do that 2 months in a row, back to back for 10 days, okay? Like 20 days apart, actually. So this is an important part of the protocol, especially for people struggling with any of the digestive issues we mentioned today. Okay, we've got to sweep out that colon. We've got to clean it up. So these 2 products together are going to help sweep out the colon, repair the gut lining. And this biomedic's also going to grow back your villi so you absorb more nutrients. Okay, you want more nutrients. The colon is where we absorb nutrients, the small intestines. We really need to have that clean, okay, so that it can absorb nutrients. Now, the zinc aid is really important because zinc actually helps with killing viruses. And so the zinc is the zinc aid also has vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin D, and vitamin E. Okay, so this is an amazing formula that's very helpful for killing off pathogens and also just supporting your body's overall function. Most people are low in vitamin D, so it's really important to take this daily. So the apothecary juice, and then let's talk about the shakes. So the power shakes. So there's different shakes you can choose from. I believe for Jennifer, I suggested the super meal. I believe I had her specifically on the super meal. Yes, she's nodding her head. Okay, so I had her specifically on the super meal, which is very helpful for all the different IBS. And I recommend that because everything in there is sprouted. Everything in the super meal is sprouted. We'll go over it in a moment, but it has also a bunch of different herbs in there that are helpful for your adrenal health. So when people struggle with IBS or SIBO, I pretty much say, make sure you're doing the super meal because that is actually very reparative for the intestines. Broccoli sprouts are in there, which actually help strengthen the intestinal wall. So it helps repair leaky gut. Okay. The super aminos is your plant-based protein. So people were like, oh my God, I'm afraid of letting go of, my dairy, eggs, or protein, animal protein. This has actually got you. Okay. This is actually incredible energy. This is going to allow you to have a break. It's going to allow you to have a break from all of those different other kinds of animal products because you'll have the protein, and this is going to give your liver a break. This is going to allow your body to start to kill off some of those pathogens, that bacteria, and strengthen your liver and strengthen your bile and strengthen your hydrochloric acid. Okay. So that's how these things work together. So these are your veggies. Okay. These are your, I don't know how that was so amazing that my cursor just did that. Oh, look at that. Veggies, protein, and your fruits, and then your probiotics, and then your cleansing. Okay. And then your vitamins. This is really easy to do. This is just basically 2 meals a day. So this is going to cover your breakfast and lunch, or your lunch and dinner, or whatever 2 meals you want it to. But these are going to be very filling because your body's craving nutrients, not calories. And so if you can give your body the right nutrients, you won't be hungry. All right. Now, if you're working out, you have a busy lifestyle, maybe you're a carpenter, or maybe you're like my boyfriend, he surfs all the time, then you're going to need more food. Okay. You're going to need to eat more food, but you do get to eat every day. You still get to eat. You're going to eat clean and green. You can have things like steamed vegetables, salads, brown rice. You can still have beans. You can still have other things, lots of fruits. You want to eat lots of fruits and veggies while you're doing this protocol. That's going to help detox this is all going to help detox your liver, which is also going to help strengthen your bile and your hydrochloric acid so that it's killing off all that excess bacteria. It's also going to help sweep out, the rancid fat that accumulates in the intestinal linings from dairy, from meat, from eggs. All that stuff needs to get swept out so that it's no longer holding on to having a place for bacteria to burrow itself in the intestines. Okay, so this is $12 a day. Okay, this is 2 of your meals. So for $6, actually, sorry, this has got the zinc aid, so it's $30 more. So it's actually $13 a day. This particular pack is $13 a day. So this basically gives you, for $6.50, you get a meal plus all of your supplements. So with your shakes, you'll take one of each of these, right? You're going to take each of these with your shakes, and you're going to do that twice a day. So for $6, you get your meal plus your supplements twice a day. And then at night, you get to have this beautiful apothecary juice, which is going to help you sleep deeply. This also helps with peristalsis, which is the muscles that contract that help with the elimination of toxins from the colon. Okay, so this helps with peristalsis, which actually causes the muscles to move all those toxins out of the gut. Okay, so it's going to provide some beautiful relief. The retail value is $5.30, but you're going to get 25% off from whoever invited you today. So it's $3.97. Okay, and $3.97 again is only $13 a day. So this is 1 month's pack right here. So this is your first 30 days. So this is going to be 60 of your 90 meals. All right, this is going to replace 60 of your 90 meals. And it's going to give you tons of energy or your money back. You get like a 60-day money back guarantee with this. Okay, you guys. So the first month is $3.97. And then after that, the price goes down, and it goes down to the second month is right here. It goes down to $3.66. So then it's only $12 a day. And then the month 4 is, this is just the continuation pack. So month 4 allows you to just continue with having everything like once a day, just like having like your once a day, your meal and your supplements once a day, so that you can maintain the health that you've created in these first 90 days. So if you have experienced a drop in cravings, drop a 3 in the chat, because that's one of the things that people really are afraid to do this. They're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be craving things. I don't know. I'm afraid of letting go of stuff. I just say it's more important you add this in. As you add these things in, your cravings will start to drop, because you'll become more alkaline. This is going to be alkalizing for your body. It's going to help you as your liver gets cleaner. You're going to stop craving things like sugar. You'll stop craving things like fats. Fats will start to feel too fatty for you. You'll start to like really, really have a reduction in those cravings, and your habits will start to form new, good, healthy habits. That's why it's called an ultimate lifestyle transformation. So it says, would you like to customize this? This is how you change it. This is really important right here. So just remember this, it's underneath month 1. You say, would you like to customize this? Click that. And then here's where you're going to be able to choose your shakes. So again, for people with Crohn's, IBS, I recommend the super meal. There's 2 flavors, vanilla chai and original. You could just make all of those vanilla chai and original. You could just do that all the way down. Or if you prefer, this is sweetened with stevia. If you don't like stevia, just get the original, because the original is actually less sweet. And I hate stevia, but I love this stuff. So it doesn't bother me. It's really hidden. And honestly, like stevia is really good for your blood sugar. It's actually a very healthy herb. So it's definitely good for you. Now, you could also do the power shake. If you want to do the power shake, you could have 2 power shakes, and you can choose unflavored as well as appleberry. So those are your options. It also gives you the dark berry protein option, but I actually just recommend for these particular issues that we're describing today to stick with like the super meal, because it's a different formula. Okay. So, and then you can just add that to cart, and then you can continue from here. So whoever invited you can help you like go through that process of ordering, but I just wanted to really specify how actually helpful for the gut it is to have the super meal, in case I haven't stressed that enough. So, I just want to thank you, Aaliyah and Jennifer, sharing your incredible, incredible stories. Michelle Ricci and I did an interview this morning because she also had a ton. And so she wasn't able to be on the call. We did the interview, but for some reason, it didn't record well on Facebook. I was going to share it with you guys today. So I'm just going to share her story really quick. She was struggling with incredible poison from mold exposure. She had incredible mold exposure. And she was diagnosed with 36 different things, which include all of the things: IBS, Crohn's disease, colitis. She was struggling with every digestive issue, acid reflux. She had all those diagnosed, and she was even diagnosed with Lyme, which turned out to be an incorrect diagnosis. But she struggled with all of these, and she's been on this protocol, and she says this is all she did, and she said all of it is gone. Like all of her symptoms have completely disappeared. And she's been doing this for about, I think, 3 years, I believe. And so she is an incredible testimony of health. And so I just want to honor her in case she shares this with any of her clients. She's also a regenerative health practitioner. And, you know, she, like we both became regenerative health practitioners because we wanted to heal ourselves. And we ended up learning how to heal ourselves. And then we also wanted to start sharing this with others. So this is something this is Team Alchemy, and we are here to support you all. You can reach out to any of the health coaches on our team. We're all here to help you. We also have a Facebook group where you can actually, there's some cooking shows and recipes and things like that to help you. Trust me, you get to eat, you get to enjoy food. There's lots of delicious things you can still eat. And if you're afraid of taking things out, I just want to say this to you. If you just add this in, you will stop craving the things that are actually causing you problems. Okay, so it's more important to add this in and not worry about taking things out. And then over time, you will eventually naturally release those things that are no longer serving you. Okay, so there is a protocol, there's a food protocol that we'll give you when you order your products. We'll get on a call with you and we'll help you walk you through it and make sure that you have everything that you need and that you understand and you have your hand held through the whole process, okay? So there is support. We offer community support, and we offer you all different kinds of resources. There will be a pamphlet that comes with this that explains everything. If you are interested in becoming one of our wellness coaches, please let us know. We need a lot more people to get this word out and to spread this information as far and wide as we can and help as many people as possible. So I look forward to connecting with you all, and thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. I'm going to release you all, but if you do have questions, you can stay on. I'm just going to go ahead and stop the recording, and this replay will be available. Take care. Have a nice day.